So real briefly, the names that I didn't get into the camera before are that lady named Elaine Kamarack, Kamarack, a fellow at the Brookings Institution. It's not an institute, it's an institution. She's a superdelegate who supports Hillary Clinton, and she's a professor, I believe at Harvard. Anyways, she says this is not a public process. The process is picking the presidential candidate of the United States of America for the Democratic Party. This is not a public process, this is a party process. They have an interest slightly different from the average voter. They have an interest in the brand. This is why I'm saying to you that democracy is dead, because when the party named the Democratic Party is interested in the furtherance of the brand instead of electing it by the voice of all the people, then democracy is dead, and the word Democratic Party is just sort of like a ruse designed to distract you from the fact that they're protecting the brand of electability as opposed to listening to the voice of the majority of the people. Later, a guy named Tony Coelho, Coelho, California congressman who splits his time between Pennsylvania and Delaware, says Bernie is not even, she is the candidate. This is a superdelegate. The nomination process is not done, and he is saying she is the candidate. Pause. Bernie is not even a Democrat. Bernie was an independent for most of the time, and they consider him to be a socialist, which is not a Democrat. So even when the voice of the people is, we want a better safety net, we want a system that works, we want healthcare that works, we don't want the corporations to have the ultimate say in public policy, let alone even such a strong voice. We want our rights protected. We don't want the government killing people and raiding cannabis clubs. We don't want all of this strange shit to go on in our name. We don't want the drug companies to dictate what the price of drugs is when we're giving them a huge contract. And over again, we want Wall Street reined in so that it doesn't just act like a casino with the world's money, not just America. And what they're saying is, it's not a public process. Sorry, democracy's dead. We're protecting a brand. That's called capitalism run amok, which is called the corporations running our country, which is called democracy's dead. And we told you it in not so coded language when this lady, Kamarack, says that we're protecting the brand. This is not a public process. The picking of the candidate of the progressives and the left is not a public process. And the other guy tells you why. Well, he's not even a Democrat. We want our brand to win. We don't just want the voice of the people heard. We want our brand. A bunch of corporate stooges and tools who precipitated this crisis in Wall Street by not only not reining them in, letting them loose. Because we want to embrace our collective phallus like Don Trump's told us to. So when both of the candidates that are probably going to be candidates are corporate America's bitch, and a guy who actually might stand up to them isn't because he was voted in by the people but not the superdelegates, then democracy in America is dead. We live in a corporatocracy, which is another word for pseudo-fascism. We market it to you, you eat it up, you're dumb, you like it. I think America gets the the country that they deserve, and the president that they deserve, and they deserve a pretty shitty one, because at some point, if success can't help us, then maybe failure can, because it will precipitate a crisis, and then we'll have to pull our head out of our asses and realize that the apocalypse looms. In the meantime, we get the president and the country that we deserve. God bless America. I, Jonathan Kotler, have begrudgingly allowed this message to go out because even though it's horribly negative, it's true. Bye.